Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and tonight we're going up Helvellyn. So we're back on the ridge route that we did when I went up Sharp Edge. Yeah, I literally came straight up from the pub there, so I'm a little bit out of breath. And as you can see, look, sunshine. Looking at the weather forecast, it's going to be dry up until about 12, and then it's going to come in and get windy and be horrible. These are one of these, if you don't check the forecast, you'll get a surprise at night, and it's going to be like 1 o'clock or something when the wind comes in. From the south, I'm going to pitch my tent. I don't think the wind's going to change, but you never know. I'm going to pitch my tent sort of facing out towards the Pennines. Still a bit of snow on top of there as well. And then hopefully I'm just going to stick all my pegs in that I've got. I've got 24 pegs, and I've got the Hilleberg Soulo again, so hopefully we'll get some good pegging points here, and that's going to be key to where we're going. When I climbed up Sharp Edge, I don't know if you've seen the video, I veered off and had a look at a place I thought would be good for camping, and that's where we're going. Literally at the foot of Sharp Edge. Or where it starts being an edge anyway. There might be some people camping there, so we are taking almost like a double risk. When I looked, there's a few more. We can always go Souter Fell there. There's plenty of places where you can camp on there and not be seen or heard. But yeah, we're going to give it a go. We're going to get to Scales Tarn. Even before Scales Tarn, actually, we should be able to see. I'm going to kind of go up and over again. I'm not going to go up Scales, literally going to drop down. So this is probably the last we'll see of the sun. It's going to set in about an hour, and when I go around the other side, I'm probably going to be in the shade as well, so I can lose these. Look at this path when it's not snowing. So wide and worn. Look at that. Right. Bye bye sun. Right, this is where the main path turns left on up, and we're going to be going straight ahead from this path over this way. This path here just traverses over to this is Souter Fell on the right hand side, and this kind of, well, I say traverse, it traverses on up onto the left hand side of the valley here, and then we're going to keep on going and then follow the Scales back up to Scales Tarn, and then from the Tarn we go right as if we're going to go up Sharp Edge, but then you get to the flat piece and that should be our camp spot. Now we've got not quite a full moon there, don't know if you can see that or not, but it's like a 3/4 moon, so hopefully we'll have a bit of daylight. Or a bit of daylight, a bit of moonlight for a few hours, and then obviously that'll disappear as well. So if it gets dark when we're pitching up, we should have enough light, but I'm hoping to be up quick enough before the sun actually sets on the coast. So obviously we won't see the sunset because it's going to be the other side of the hill. When we get up there, it's still going to be hidden by, I think it's going to be hidden by Skiddaw and Helvellyn and all that. Forgot about this little climb. So we have got a little climb before we traverse along there. So we've still got to go up here. It's a bit quicker than going up Scales. Okay, so the wind speeds tonight are forecast to be up to gusting at 35 mile an hour. Now we're going to be up at 2,000 feet. Now that gust per 1,000 feet should be going roughly 5 mile an hour more. So, sorry, 5 mile an hour per 1,000 feet. So we're going to be looking at 45, possibly even 50 mile an hour gusts. So that's what we're going to peg out for. The Hilleberg should be decent in 60 mile an hour. So hopefully we're decent. It depends how rough the gusts are really as well. If they come in gently picking up, it's not too bad. But if you go from 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts really quickly, it can really play on your tent. So hopefully we'll be all right. I can't see where I'm at. It's quite exposed, so there shouldn't be any sort of sharp gusts really. It should come in quite nicely, but you don't know, you never know. You know, one thing to look at is the difference between the standard wind speed and the gust. Just taking it easy on this bit here. So one thing is to look between the standard wind speed and the gust. So if the gust is 10 mile an hour, if the standard wind speed is 10 mile an hour and then you've got a gust of 30, you've got that 20 mile an hour difference. So you know it's going to be quite, you know, it can take you by surprise. Now if it was 25 mile an hour gusting at 30, then obviously it's going to be less harsh. I always say, think of a dog pulling on a rope. If the dog just pulls constantly, it's easier to hold. But if that dog is tugging on it, it's obviously, it's going to get you and it's going to fatigue. So that's sort of what I've learned anyway about winds and tents and things. It's like a dog tugging on a rope. But yeah, if you have got a massive difference between the sort of standard mile an hour and the gust, then it's obviously going to be worse for the tent. So potentially, if you have 0 to 35 mile an hour gusts, it could be worse on your tent than a constant 40 mile an hour. You know, think of it, the tent relaxing and then suddenly going to its sort of max and then relaxing again, and so it could actually be worse for you in slower wind speed. So yeah, always look at that sort of standard wind speed to your gust, your maximum gusts. Using an app called Windy is really good. I always say Mountain Weather Information Services is a good constant as well, especially for the Lake District. You've got the people that go up Helvellyn pretty much every day, take the weather from there, and that's just over there. So you know it's good local weather. You got mountaineers, people going up the fell every day, so they know the wind. They're good at predicting the weather. Just concentrating a bit there on that little bit there. Might even have suitors in full darkness, so I'm not sure if we can actually see where we're going, because obviously we've got a gill to climb up scales. We've got this little bit to navigate as well. I mean, you're not falling far, but you don't want to fall on this. I would say it's a bit precarious, this one, especially in the wet, but fortunately at the moment things are dry. I might take a different route down, but in the dry this is fine. As you can imagine, this slab to the right here is quite polished, so that in the wet could be quite slippy. So that's just climbing up that little slab there, and yeah, that's a sort of steep angle, and that's another car park down the bottom there, and then you walk up here, or you can actually take a path off and come up this side. But, right, there's no one camped so far that I can see on Sutterfell. I should get around this corner here, and again I haven't seen anyone coming off. It's late in the day for coming off a fell, but it has been a nice day. Okay, so you can see Sharp Edge. That's that little sort of square jutting out bit, and you can see the camp as well. So we should be able to see if anyone's up there or not. Like literally no one on the fells. I mean, Helvellyn is a busy hill. One, because of sharp edge. I can hear people over there. I would imagine there's maybe some people camping down by the tarn, but we're going quite high up and away from the tarn. Okay, there is a couple of people coming my way. You can see right down the gill now. Yeah, I can hear a lot of people talking up there. It sounds pretty echoey, so I think it's people just coming down scales. I can feel that wind now. And it's actually coming from the north. Basically, it looks like it's finding its way down the gully and then coming down here. At the moment, we're probably only talking about 10 miles an hour. Not bothered at the moment, but obviously this is going to pick up. I can see 2 or 3 people either coming down the way or going up. I can't really tell. They're just too far away. Can I see any difference with these? Yeah, they're coming towards. These prism trail things are brilliant. They just cut out all the sort of shaded bits and they make it pop. Right, so we've got a fairly level walk so we can get a good move on before we get to scales. Yeah, so this is quite a level traverse now. So we're just gonna mooch on through this. There we go. Boots too wet. But all these puddles here, looks like we're not going to have a choice. But yeah, let's get a move on now, get over to scales. Just making our way along here. Look at that view there. That's what I'm hoping to get tonight. That view there from up scales. We just can't see it at the moment. We're just in a little dip, but you can actually see where we're going. And it's about there. Yeah, so we should have a nice view down the valley over Souter Fell. Yeah, obviously not a sunset. Judging on the weather, I don't think we're going to get a sunrise either. So it's the worst time to camp because I'm losing the sunset. If I'd camped on the other side of the mountain there, which I was thinking of doing at one point, I would have got a lovely sunset. But tonight we might get a bit of red sky. But we're certainly not going to get any sunset unless I decide to climb up over Helvellyn. But it all depends on what time we get up there and what time the sunset is. We're making good time at the minute, but I think it's going to be at least 5:30 before we get to the pitch. Half an hour on top of that, 6 o'clock, and it's going to be setting by then. So it'll be light when we're pitching the tent. But I think by the time I get in the tent, it's going to be dark. You know, it's quite weird really. Normally when I'm going up here, I'm like on a mission and I know I'm going to do sharp edge. And there are a couple of people walking up there. Obviously it's a bit too late for me now. I mean, it'd be all right in the dark, but with the forecast, I just don't fancy going up there too wet. But yeah. Them people up there seem to be enjoying themselves. They're right stood on the ridge. But yeah, we're going to camp in right on that bit. So it's going to look like we're going up sharp edge, but obviously we're going to take a right and then go on that bit that is very exposed, but it's level. Got my hood up. That wind is getting chilly and it's a bit sweaty before. So yeah, it gets really cold. So yeah, it's going to be a very chilly wind. So I'm looking like down here at spots over here, and yeah, there is a good back out plan coming down this valley, but it looks like the wind actually comes down here. So it'll be interesting on the top because the wind's supposed to go that way, but it's coming this way. So I think what it's doing is it's coming over the valley here and then hitting that and then coming down this way. Either that or I'm totally disoriented and I'm actually facing south, which I don't think I am. Pretty much the sun is setting there. So yeah, I'm definitely going west. But when we get up higher up there, it'll be a bit more exposed. I think we'll be higher, or if not the same level as scales, maybe tiny bit lower. but we'll be a lot higher up, so I would imagine the wind will be going as anticipated from the south. Right, so after that level walk, we've got to climb up the side of this gill here before we get to the top, and just over the top there is Scales Tarn, not far from there actually, but yeah, we've got a nice big, I think this is the highest I've seen this water actually, coming from the tarn. I'm sure it gets a lot higher. It has rained quite a lot recently, so there is quite a lot of water still about, and it's obviously going to rain a lot more tomorrow as well. We're just going to plod on up here now, get to the top, and we should be at Scales Tarn. And also we should be able to see if anyone's camping there. I highly doubt there isn't anyone there, so I imagine, I'm fully expecting to see at least one tent somewhere along the tarn there. Just the day we've had, it's been nice. We've got to cross this thing. Let's have a look. I think there, stepping over onto that slab there, it's not going to be too slippy. It's quite black and worn, but I think this is pretty much where everyone goes. But we can have a look at this. Yeah, there we go. Nice and easy. And then we've just got this stairway now, or pitching, or whatever you want to call it, before we get to the top and get to Scales Tarn. Right, we're out of the wind again and climbing, so I'm getting warm really quickly. It'll be good to drink out of, but I'm not gonna, I've got my water with me anyway. I think it's summertime, I'm gonna start bringing my filter with me and drinking a lot more water, just try to aid hydration. Sometimes I wake up with a bit of a headache and I'm not hydrated enough, just forget, especially in the cold, to drink water. I think we're at the end of the steps now. We've got a slight precarious path around the edge. It's not too bad actually. Oh no, we've got some more steps to climb. I think it goes up here, level off in Scales Tarn, just over there, just over that little hill now. Can't see anyone camping just yet, but there is a spot on the opposite side of the tarn. Right, should we have a bet how many tents there are going to be? Between 1 and 3, I think. So, you know what, with it being so quiet, I'm going to go for 1 tent. Well, between 0 and 3, I suppose. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for 1 tent. Okay, I spied 1 tent. Looks like an OEX. One of them rib tents. I might tell him to get his guy ropes out. He's got a few out, but oh, that's actually bigger than I thought. And I think it is an OEX as well. And that's 1 tent. So we're definitely going to be going up that way. So that's an OEX Bobcat 1. So the other side, or if there is another tent, it would be over the other side of the tarn there. I won 1 tent. Hey, comment below what you thought. That's Sharp Edge. I can hear voices, but nothing. Can still hear him, but they're probably going up the far side. But yeah, quite quiet. This is where most people camp when they come up here. As you can see, someone's left a thing which we will put on or by this stone and pick it up in the morning. So we're going to be going up there after I've seen see if there's a chap in there, and it could be them two that have gone up there. Because I do think that's a 2. No, it's a Bobcat 1, so it should be a 1-man yet. Okay. I would have thought if they're in the tent, there would be the door would be open, but right, I don't think there's anyone in there. But I just kind of spoke to what is an empty tent, but quite possibly there might be somebody in there that just doesn't want to speak to anyone. So I just said, put you guys out, because it's going to be fairly windy. It might not be down here. Might be a bit of a haven down there. But I mean, at the moment down there, you're probably talking 3-4 mile an hour. And at the moment, the forecast is 7 mile an hour. But yeah, I think that it's going to come at the worst time. It's going to hit 12, 1 o'clock, right when you're fast asleep. You don't want that. So it's always good to make sure you've looked at the forecast. I think the good thing is that bobcat is pitched the right way, I think, as far as north to south. But I think the wind might come down and push on it that way. I've seen it in these tarns. Well, actually you can see it already. It's going that way. So yeah, you see it in tarns just whipping all over the spot. If you go back and look at my video, failed camp on a town around the corner there that I can't remember its name. Super windy day. Didn't even bother pitching a tent. Just couldn't find any shelter at all. And I just literally thought, right, sod it. I'm not ruining my tent for one video and no sleep. Now if I had a tent sponsor, that would be different. But unfortunately, I like Hillebergs, and I don't think Hilleberg likes to sponsor people, especially if they're going out all the time. And I mean, I'd love it. It'd be brilliant. It'd be really nice to have Hilleberg as a, or even a distributor of Hilleberg. I believe Arcteryx is around here somewhere, if you're listening, you know, aficionado of the brand. I love the stuff. It'd be even better if it was given to me. And I've gone back with the old Nescafe sachets. I said I didn't like them because the powder goes everywhere. But after last week's fiasco with one being pierced, that thing being pierced, did actually do a little test on it, put it on the video, and yeah, the fork went right through it. So it's not as robust as I thought it was. I think it's because it's obviously reusable, but to a point. Just looking at sharp edge there. So that bobcat's way down there now. So I can feel the wind difference already. It must be sort of 10 mile an hour. And if it's coming from that way, it shouldn't be hopefully buffering as much. And yeah, it's still daylight. Still got a bit of light. That moon is looking brighter. So it is generally getting darker, but we haven't got any red skies over that way. So the sun can't be setting just yet. I should do a time check really. Okay, 17:46 and it is 17:47. So the sunset is about to start. So we should have some good light just for pitching the tent. Because I'm nearly here. I'm nearly at the point. Again, this is the bottom of Sharp Edge, which we won't be going up. I think it would be all right actually. It's dry. It's not too windy at the moment. It's a biting cold wind though, and I'm not really geared up for that at the moment. That is the start of Sharp Edge. So we're gonna veer off to the right here. There's scales over there. And this. Again, hopefully there's no tents up here. I couldn't see any, but if you've got a tent that's going to blend into the horizon, there's a pitch here, which is kind of right next to the foot of Sharp Edge. But I'm just going to drop down a little bit. I've even got a bit here that's like almost like out of the wind, like a little dip. And I don't know. I mean, obviously water will collect here, but it is a fail-safe. But we're going to walk down to the end, path as far as possible, and yeah, we'll pitch a tent. That wind is cold. I'm going to, before I pitch the tent, I think I'm going to put some gloves on. Yeah, get my hood up as well. Yeah, it looks like off the end here, There's a little bit down there. The ground feels fairly hard as well. You know, it's, yeah, I think we're going to go here. We're going to be looking out sort of west towards Penrith and the Western Fells. I'm just going to carry on down just a little bit further just to see if there's anything, we're missing out anything while we're here, because I've never been here before. Also dropping down and looking up towards your pitch to see how level it actually is. We'll come down here. I mean, it looks really level here, but I would imagine this is quite a slope. Cliff on the end of here as well. Right, so I think I'm going to go here. So I'll get my tent out. Got my gloves on now. What a difference. Makes it more fiddly, but at least you're warmer. We're going to guess this way first. And we guess wrong. I'm going to get these lower ones pegged out now. Right, bag out of the way. So you can see the same wind already, and just with the shape being pegged out like that, makes it loads better. Guys pulled semi-tight, and then what we're going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's double peg this one, double peg this one, double peg that one, double peg that one. We'll just do these 2 outers to be sure, right? Let's get in the tent. It's bloody freezing. Right, look at that. Oh. Right, I'll just get my bag, shove it in the tent, and I'll see you inside. Right, so I'm on my mat, and it's cold. I've got my insulated gloves on, which I forgot I had, and I'm really glad I've got them now. I've just shoved on my Arc'teryx Cerium down jacket, and I've put my down pants on as well. So I'm just starting to warm up now. Even sat in the tent out of the wind, it was better, but yeah, I mean you can hear the wind now, but it must be 2 degrees or something like that. But yeah, it's not quite icy cold, but that wind chill must be at least you know, -5, something like that. I think the forecast said, the mountain weather information thing said it was going to be like almost like -15 in the wind chill. But yeah, it's a really bitey cold wind. Get a bit more sorted. I think I need to get a bit more air in this this mat, and then we should be good. There's a little bit of wind now, but it was, yeah, really gusting there. One thing, it's definitely cold. I've got like the hood up and all this stuff on, got my gloves on, and yeah, it's even though it's not even snowing, it's bloody cold. I'm glad I'm on the mat and out of the wind now. I've still got my sleeping bag I can jump into to get a bit warmer, but I think it's time to get some food on, I think. Right, okay. I've just got my little setup here. Got a new gas canister in this, so should be quite good cooking in the cold. We've got some real termat tikka masala, chicken tikka masala. I haven't had this one before yet, so hopefully it should be good. But I am getting really cold, so I'm going to get some water on the boil. I think we need about 370 millilitres for this, or 350. So we'll go for that fill line there, that I am guessing. So it'll be roughly that. Wait for that to glow red. Suddenly the whole tent becomes warm. It makes a massive difference. That. Get that going a bit quicker. And we'll get that open as well and get it ready for pouring some boiling hot water in there. Oh, that warmth is inviting. You can always smell something burning when I'm doing this, but when you look at the bottom of the bottom of this, you know, it's all right. It shouldn't take too long to come to a boil. Open the tent a little bit. I'm going to get a lot of steam coming out of this in a minute. When it's really cold, that steam in your tent just, yeah, you don't want it on the inside. It's already starting to get a little bit of condensation. So what you want to do, keep the lid on and just open your tent a little bit. Let that condensation get itself out somehow. Let's get this poured into here. Should be about right. Yeah, just done it to the fill line, so I think I've just done it perfect. Give it a good stir. Now, we need to hold this. Look how cold it is, eh? We need to hold this and get warm off it. Right, so that's boiling hot water, that. So actually holding it with your bare hands, it's actually hot. Let's try and put a couple of, these gloves on. Right, let's warm the gloves up. Yeah, you can just feel the warmth coming through. And what you can do, if you're brave, put that in your jacket. But I always panic about this seal. If it bursts open, you're going to get tikka masala everywhere. 7:10. So we're going to wait till 7:15, and then we'll have our tikka masala. Hopefully it'll. I think it's quite watery actually. I mean, I have done it to the fill line. But again, I've done this before and put a lot less water in, and when I come to eat it, it's still very dry, so maybe I've put just the right amount in. Right, real termat tikka masala. Oh, can't see, I'm going to have to put my light on so I can see what I'm eating. The chicken tastes like chicken. Probably could do with a mix up. But that, I don't know what these guys do, but it's just so much better than everything else. And I can probably eat this and then I'll jump in my sleeping bag. I just can't seem to get warm, but hopefully after eating this, it'll make me a lot warmer. Okay, so that's that finished. That was lovely. And what a difference that has warmed me up completely. I feel so much better after that. So it just shows you, having a warm cup of tea or just a warm drink or some warm food just makes a massive difference. And it's almost like reset the counter of getting cold. But yeah, I'm going to get myself I don't know whether to have a coffee or not. It's 8 o'clock and it's getting late. The caffeine content in these, I'm not too sure which ones I've got actually. I think these are more like hot chocolate ones. So I don't think they've got masses of caffeine in them. While I'm still warm. And then I'll jump in my sleeping bag and then see how warm I get. Right, that's me. Sort of tucked up for the night. So a bit warmer. My legs are much warmer than what they were before. My feet still trying to sort of get a bit warmer, but so much better now I'm in the sleeping bag. And yeah, I think that'll be me for the night. So so I think I'm just going to sit and chill. This Trekker chair is brilliant. It's you can sit and relax in a tent, a one-man tent, and as soon as you want to go to sleep, do the clips here, and then it just flops down, and then off you go to sleep. Right. I'm just getting my gloves ready just in case it gets really cold or if I need to jump outside for anything. Got my boots and all that ready to go. I shall catch you in the morning. Good night.